Are you craving for the best of the best? Well, look no further as I think I have the perfect recommendation for you, the Asus Scar 18. Let's find out more about it, starting with the performance. This laptop has an Intel i9-13980HX paired with the RTX 4090 with 175 max TGP. So yeah, you're getting the best of the best here. This laptop also comes equipped with 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM and a 2TB SSD. But just so you know, if you're planning to upgrade, you can swap out the RAM for a 64GB kit. And you can add another SSD since there's an open slot for it. Other than that, it also has Wi-Fi 6E and a 2.5GB Ethernet for a fast and lag-free connection. Do you know what I love about big laptops? Big screens. For this one, it has an 18-inch 2560 by 1600 screen with a 240Hz refresh rate. Now, I love the 16 by 10 aspect ratio since it's great for giving you the illusion of a bigger screen, and it's not just great for gaming. It's also perfect if you're looking to get some work done on this laptop. The screen also has G-Sync as you would expect, and it even has a nice 99.9% sRGB color coverage, which can be decent if you're looking to do some video or photo editing on this laptop. Lastly, it can also reach a maximum brightness of 500 nits, a bit above average, but I don't think you'd bring this laptop outside anyway, so it doesn't matter too much if you ask me. Now, with all that power, how does this perform in games? Well, Cyberpunk 2077 with ray tracing, DLSS, and frame generation runs at an average of 179 FPS, which is smooth as butter. GTA 5 with max settings gets a 132 FPS average, and Hogwarts Legacy with maxed out settings, ray tracing, DLSS, and frame generation gets a 105 FPS on average. All of those are done at the native 2560 by 1600 resolution, so it's no joke. If that's not enough for you, you can always play at 1080p or turn down some settings to get more frames. Now, we know that this laptop plays great, but does it look great? Well, this laptop has a matte black metal lid and clear plastic side since it has a ton of RGB light bars. So yeah, it looks pretty good. The interior is also made out of a smooth matte plastic, which fortunately has an anti-fingerprint coating since it would be a fingerprint magnet otherwise. The overall build quality is pretty nice. It has little to no flex on the keyboard and the metal lid. The hinges are pretty small for the huge display. And don't get me wrong, it's smooth and it holds the screen firmly, but it can have some screen wobble if you're typing or tapping the keyboard hard enough. This laptop also weighs in at 6.7 pounds, so yes, it won't go easy on your back. It's also around 1.2 inches thick at the thickest part. With that said, with a laptop this big, it's pretty obvious that it's not the most portable out there. And if you use this portably, I recommend using a dedicated laptop bag or a carrying case. As for the ports, the left side of the laptop has the power input, a 2.5GB Ethernet port, an HDMI 2.1 port, and two USB Type-C ports. But the one closer to the back is the only one that has the Thunderbolt 4 support. And finally, you have a 3.5mm audio combo jack. The right side has two USB Type-A ports and nothing else except for the exhaust vent. Now, the Type-C port closest to the rear on the left side also supports charging up to 100 watts, which is pretty nice to have considering that this laptop also uses a behemoth 330-watt charger that can double as a brick that you would use to build a house. Now, the port placement is arguably great since most people are right-handed with the HDMI and Ethernet ports won't interfere if you use a mouse. But if you're left-handed, I suggest looking at older Asus gaming laptops since those have the important ports at the back, if I remember correctly. Now, opening up the lid, you'll be greeted by a chiclet-style keyboard, which I think is one of the safest keyboards to use on a laptop. It has a 2mm key travel and a pretty good tactile feel when typing or playing games. With that said, the trackpad is a mixed story. It's a glass trackpad which makes it incredibly smooth, but I experienced uneven clicks and reviews from other users stating that it's a hit or a miss, so you'll be taking your chances here. I'm sure you'll use a keyboard anyway, but still for a multi-$1,000 laptop, I expected this to be flawless. What's great about this gaming laptop is the excess use of RGB. Well, of course, it's a love it or hate it situation for users, but still, you know your money is being well spent. So the keyboard has individual RGB lighting that you can customize, and as we already mentioned, the front and back side of this laptop has an RGB light bar. Finally, this laptop has a huge 90 watt-hour battery. But judging by the empty space inside the laptop, I bet they could have fitted a 99.9 watt-hour battery like the ones they have in the MSI Titan GT77. Now with all the power that this laptop has, the battery manages to support light workloads for 4 hours and 20 minutes. And of course, if you're gaming or using other heavy apps, the battery life will drop down to a mere 1 hour and 20 minutes. Still not bad considering the power this thing has. If you're looking to maximize its power, always bring the 330 watt charger with you. Now yes, the Scar 18 has a pretty hefty price tag, but you can expect to get your money's worth out of this laptop. It might not be as upgradable as the similarly priced MSI Titan GT77, but I think it's much better for gaming. Now if you're interested in the Scar 18, just scan this QR code or check the links in the description below. And if you want to find more about the MSI Titan GT77, I'll link our review video in the description. Do you think the Scar 18 is the best of the best, or would you rather invest in a custom gaming PC? Comment your thoughts below, and as always, please consider subscribing to my channel since these videos take a ton of work from me. Thanks for watching. This is Marty, and I'll see you in the next video.